Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. At last, all this time, rumors about this character have been popping up everywhere, and now we finally have some information about his kit. At last, the kit is finally here, and we can break down everything in this video. I'm thrilled to share the latest info about the kits of the 3 characters that will appear in the upcoming version 2.5. These are Weishao, Lingsha, and Moze. In the previous video, I talked everything about 2 previous characters, Weishao and Lingsha. If you are eager to see what makes these 2 characters so incredible, you are in luck. My latest video is now live on my channel. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform, saving 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and an extra 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy a pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have cost $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with MiHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. We already know the basic details about Moze. He's a 4-star character with the element of lightning. In the lore, he's a Weishao's subordinate, responsible for intelligence. From what I've read about Moze, he also has a lot of experience with different assassination techniques. To be honest, I really like characters that have a touch of assassin in them, because they give off a mysterious but deadly vibe. I think Moze's character's design already gives us an idea of what he will be like as an assassin. I'm really excited about this character. I was looking forward to the kit information even though I knew he would be a single target oriented character because of his path hunt. After the kit information came out, it basically matched my expectations. He deals single target damage, but there are still some important points from his abilities that I think are still quite exciting to talk. Moze's basic attack causes lightning damage equal to 50% of his total attack to one enemy target. It's a pretty simple kit, but we are not going to dwell on that because the main selling point of Moze is the prey marking he gives to one enemy target through his skill, Fleet-Winged Raid. Fleet-Winged Raid marks one enemy target as prey and deals lightning damage equal to 75% of Moze's attack. You can't use this skill if there aren't any other characters on the field who can fight. It will immediately remove the enemy's prey status. From what we can see from Moze's skills, it looks like Moze will attack based on his basic attack, which means that attack will be one of the main focuses in Moze's build. On top of that, Moze can also mark enemies as prey, which gives a bonus to critical damage for him or an ally. The only downside to this prey marking is that it can only be used if there's an ally in the field who can fight. It's clear that Moze relies on an ally who can provide quick attacks and potentially an ally with instant follow-up attack trigger mechanics such as Dr. Ratio, Topaz, and Weishao. These could be great partners for Moze. It's evident that Moze is intended to serve as a sub-DPS in the team rather than a main DPS due to his reliance on teammates. However, it's unclear whether Hoyoverse will make any changes to this kit. What are your thoughts on Moze's skills? Please share your ideas in the comments. Another hint that tells us that Moze needs a lot of attack stats is that his ultimate will deal 210% of Moze's attack lightning damage to the enemy. Yes, if you look at the description of the ultimate, there is nothing special about it. However, this ultimate will be unique thanks to Moze's Eidolon, which I will talk about it later. For the Cascading Feather Blade talent, Moze will enter the departed state when there is prey on the battlefield. After teammates attack prey, Moze will deal 1 additional direct lightning damage equal to 15% of his attack and gain 1 charge for a follow-up attack. When the charge reaches a maximum of 7, Moze will use up all of the points and launch his follow-up attack on the prey, dealing lightning damage equal to 100% of his attack. The enemy loses their prey status. Okay, for simplicity's sake, let's say Moze places 1 bomb inside the enemy he marked as prey earlier. The bomb will explode when our ally attacks the prey. The damage from the bomb is not much, of course, but we can consider it as bonus damage from our ally's attack. Finally, the highlight of this talent is the follow-up attack Moze itself, because if I'm honest, the animation is really cool. Of course, in addition to the cool animation, the damage of follow-up attack is also quite high, which is 250% of Moze's attack and can be boosted by 25% of Moze's Eidolon. But keep in mind that after Moze fires his follow-up attack, the prey tag will disappear, meaning you will have to use the skill again to tag other enemies as prey. And it should be noted that if there is a prey on the battlefield, Moze will go into a departed state. What is a departed state? Simply put, Moze will disappear in battle. Yes, he's lost, so we can't use Moze at all. And because of that, Moze has to rely on the team to attack the enemy to trigger his follow-up attack and bring him back into the fight. Our hopes of making Moze a main DPS have been dashed, but we can't complain either, because Moze is a 4-star character, so it's only natural that Hoyoverse decided to give him less shiny kit. But yeah, this is not official yet. Maybe you expect changes from this talent too? As discussed in the previous video, Moze's technique will be similar to Silas, which gives stealth status. Moze will merge with the shadow. Yes, merge with the shadow under his body. Then jam out to make surprise attack on the enemy. When entering battle, Moze will get a 50% advance forward. Don't look at this number small, because this 50% advance forward will help Moze to get a faster turn so that he can launch his attack, which is equipped with a damage enhancement buff caused by 30%. Plus, you can also directly target enemies as your prey, so that other ally and Moze himself get an additional boost to the crit damage given. Next, we will talk about the traces owned by Moze. There are 3 main traces owned by Moze, and the 3 are: first, Night Feather, recovers 1 skill point after triggering follow-up attack. This effect can be triggered again after 1 turn. That 1 skill point may not seem like much, especially if it's triggered once every turn, but this 1 skill point recovery is useful because you can just use that skill point to cast Moze again, so that the enemy is marked as a prey again. Remember, after Moze launch follow-up attack, the prey status disappears, and Moze and his ally will not get any critical damage buffs, and Moze's follow-up attack recharge will not be triggered. Or you can use that 1 skill points to heal your ally whose HP is already red. So in my opinion, that 1 skill point of recovery is still quite useful in battle. Now the second traces, Dagger Hole. Moze gets a 30% advance when the departed condition is lost. If Moze's charge is 4 or more, the advance becomes 60%. Now this second traces will really help us guys, because we will get an advance when Moze's departed status is lost. This means the cycle of giving the enemy prey status will be more consistent, and indirectly, the critical damage buff for the ally will be maintained. And for the last traces, Vengeance. When the ally hits an enemy with prey status, the critical damage dealt increases by 20%. This is what makes me say that this prey status is a pretty good buff for ally, because it increases the critical damage that ally deals to enemies marked as prey. If we can sum it up, the prey gets more damage from the ally's attack. Now for his Eidolons 1, Oathkeeper. Moze's ultimate will be considered a follow-up attack, and the damage from the follow-up attack will be increased by 25% on enemies with prey status. This description is very similar to the buff in Simulated Universe, right? Which increases the damage of follow-up attack characters. And honestly, it's one of the buffs I like from Simulated Universe, especially when I bring the only follow-up attack character I built, Jing Yuan. And this buff is given to Moze's Eidolon, which means that Moze's ultimate damage gets an additional 25% damage buff. For his Eidolons 2, Wrathbearer, after entering battle, Moze will recover 20% points of energy, and any additional damage from his talent is triggered. Moze will recover 3 energy. Obviously, this energy recovery is very good for characters on the Honkai star rail, which means they will be able to consistently unleash their ultimates, and the base damage from Moze's ultimate already pretty good, coupled with the boost from Eidolon 1, making Moze's ultimate a pretty good source of damage for the team. And for Eidolons 4, Heath Prowler in turn provides 20% additional critical damage from Vengeance traces, meaning that the total critical damage boost received by the ally can reach 40%. Pretty good boost numbers, right? And try to imagine pairing Moze with a single target DPS character whose damage scaling is high, and wow, your DPS damage will definitely increase. For his own Eidolon 6, Faith Binder, after using his ultimate to attack an enemy target, Moze immediately launched a follow-up attack from talent against that target. If the target is defeated before this follow-up attack is used, then this follow-up attack will grant it to one enemy at random. In this Eidolon 6, Moze will immediately grant follow-up attack after he launched his ultimate, which means Moze can launch 2 attacks at attack once on one enemy. But again, this is only for one target. Plus, follow-up attack launched when the prey is defeated will be given to one other enemy randomly, which means there may be potential damage loss given by Moze. According to reliable sources on Reddit, the 4-star lightcon that will become Moze's signature is called Shadowed by Night, and this lightcon has a passive cloak, increases break damage by 28%, and when entering battle or dealing shatter damage, speed is increased by 8% for 2 turns. This effect can only be triggered once per turn. Looking again at Moze's overall kit and the passive of this lightcon that gives a buff to break damage, I have concluded that Moze's build will be similar to Shuei's, where most of the stats we need are crit, either critical damage or critical rate, attack percentage, and lastly break evac. As a 4-star character and with a way to hunt, we can't expect much damage from Moze, but I have to say that giving Moze the prey status from his kit is quite unique and worthy of our attention. I personally hope that Hoyoverse will not change the name of this prey status until Moze is released. And the mechanic of this prey status is also unique, where Moze will disappear from the battlefield. Because of this missing status, Moze will not be able to attack or even using skill until his follow-up attack is triggered by ally. This means that Moze only needs to spend 1 skill point in battle, and coupled with recovery of 1 skill point from its traces, Moze will become a neutral skill point unit. This means that Moze can be paired with an ally that wastes skill point. Unfortunately, Moze's choice of allies is also limited to allies who must have a fast attack on the enemy, such as a follow-up attack or for additional attacks. This is necessary so that Moze's own follow-up attack stack can be triggered. And I must say that Moze's follow-up attack damage is very good. For now, the Moze's best partner can have is his own boss, Wei Xiao. Apart from the rather limited choice of allies, I think Moze's build is also a bit complicated because there are several points to consider, such as critical ratio, break evac, speed, and attack percentage, which will be difficult to achieve, especially if we have a bad roll in terms of relics. But if you decide to pull Wei Xiao and somehow you can also get E6 Moze, I think you can consider building this character, because as I explained before, the synergy between Wei Xiao and Moze is very good. I can even say that Wei Xiao and Moze team could really shine in the Apocalyptic Shadow, which focuses more on single target unit. Okay guys, that's all my video for now. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below, and don't forget to check out my other videos because they are just as cool. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.